Now, we've spoken about Fireflies before on the last pod. We bigged it up. We don't know how we lived before Fireflies. What was life like before Fireflies? Well, more forgetful. The Fireflies, if you didn't watch the last one, is the video call AI note taker tool. It's great because it can jump on any call you're on, whether you're on Teams, Zoom, Google, whatever. And obviously it helps us make sure we keep on top of conversations, what was had, you can go back to it. We looked at something really interesting actually for a client, which was for a much, much bigger project. And we were looking at operational efficiency within that project. And the note taking is great, saves you a load of time. You can do a whole load of stuff with it as well. Send out meeting notes, write-ups, whatever you want. But we found a really interesting use case for it, which was you can integrate it with your CRM. Let's say you're using Monday.com or you're using another one of the CRMs to manage your projects. You can integrate Fireflies using Zapier with your CRM so that when you're on a call, you can say, add that to our project tasks for this project, and it will take that and automatically add it into your CRM. Now, that's another level of operational efficiency, right? When we're talking about how do you streamline stuff. Not only can you get meeting notes out, we can get tasks into a CRM just from a conversation. I mean, that really is helpful when you're running projects. If you think you're a project manager or you're in charge of a project, and again, you've got to get stuff in to a CRM, which has then got to produce a project plan, you can now do that off the back of a call. I mean, that's really, really game-changing stuff. If you save half an hour every project call you do because of that adds up pretty quickly on a 6-month project, right?
Massive. Exactly right. That's what we're advising though, isn't it? And again, the revolution happens incrementally, doesn't it? Like, we talk about generative AI a lot, and sometimes, people get a bit scared. Oh my God, you don't have to do all of it. Just understand what the challenges, the insights, and the pitfalls are, where your best use cases are, and do the small bits, because this is where it starts. Things like Copilot and Microsoft being integrated in across Teams and Teams itself and so on. Brilliant. The Google things as well. So I think this is kind of where it starts. Is people were experimenting last year. Obviously, they're looking at bigger picture stuff, but we're also advising people to use some of these tools in certain cases because they're really powerful, right? Yeah. And I think, as well as that, if you prove that the use case and the ROI quickly, gives everyone more confidence as to, okay, well, this really works pretty well. And it doesn't have to be, you have to go wild and go into image and video and text and all this kind of new stuff. Some of it is in productivity, and there's big gains in there.
Yeah, big gains. Big gains. I think that operational efficiency, there's huge opportunities in there. And for some of this, you don't need machine learning engineers. Do you know what I mean? You just need to have a look at what your processes are and what's going on, and you can put some of this stuff together. So this isn't out of the reach of, teams themselves to set this up. This is there for you if you want to set it up. With no code, you can set up that example we've just said. Fireflies with Zapier into Monday.com. You can set that up.
Yeah. I mean, in some of the training we've been doing for those large brands around the internal comms piece, seeing the light go off, and people going, oh, is kind of worth the admission price, isn't it? Where you go, oh, I could do that. And some of it's quite simple. Some of it is, in internal comms, it's around content and production and around workflow and process. But when they go, oh, I could use the existing piece of content I've got, and it wouldn't hallucinate if I did it this way in private GPT, and I could do that, and I could extend it out and that would save me how many hours? People just get it and they go wild, right? That's just absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
So the upside is big, right?
The upside is massive. And if you're running a project and you can get out of the sort of the weight that pulls you under of admin a little bit,
that's it.
All of a sudden you can see further ahead, and you can see those obstacles and those risks coming at you, and you're not just getting time back. You're ultimately going to be able to run more, with more thought, more efficiently, better projects, better teams. So I think there's the immediate sort of ROI gain you get back from the time, but it's more than that, isn't it? Yeah. It's way more. Given that if you ask anybody out there, in any sort of job where there's a load of requirements, how they're doing, most people will go, I'm busy. That's the response. That's the go-to response. How are you? Busy. Yeah. Okay, great.
Oh, good thing.
These things that help us get out, I think it's going to be really interesting to see the teams that do get some headspace. If they do the right things with it, it's going to move them even further forward.
Yeah, definitely. what do we say? You know, the stereotypical conversation last year, AI won't take your job, someone who knows it will. If you flip that around, be interested, do the right training, do the right courses, look at the right blogs and so on, do small tests, turn it into this year where that's now becoming bigger and kind of more prevalent. I think there's huge opportunities there, and that's certainly been proven with the conversations we're having with our clients, right?
Yeah,